new video taking people online by surprise, which shows a group of people in Abuja actually using an ambulance as a means of transport. Now, the video started trending on Thursday, highlighting just how much the city's public transport system is under strife. Let's take a look.
Guy, people they enter ambulance. Guy, there's nothing in Abuja you cannot enter, bro. People are entering ambulance just to get to their various locations. Bro, inside boots for ambulance. What's going on, Abuja? Abuja! What's going on? What's this? What is this?
Vimbai. Now, while this video is using some dark humor, this is a visual representation of, honestly, the failure of Abuja's public transport system. And it raises practical concerns. People using this ambulance, they're delaying real emergency responses, the risk of contamination. You saw people getting into the boot of an ambulance. I mean, what's going on?
I'm not sure if I agree that it's evidence of the failure of Abuja's transport system. More than I would say that it's more evidence of sort of the opportunism that exists and the lack of regulation that exists, which is that many people have drivers in Nigeria. Many people have had to put trackers in their cars because they don't know what their drivers get up to between the time they drop them off and the time they pick them up again. What does it go? It goes to show that there is a crisis, a cost of living crisis, where there's opportunism here and there. And then in the regulatory environment, you now ask yourself, well, who is going to stop? Because ideally, there should be somebody to stop this car at some point. Well, it's an ambulance. You're not supposed to stop ambulances, but in a normal regulatory environment, they're not above being inspected, and they're not above authorities asking the necessary questions. And if we are to comb through the states of Nigeria, we may find similar scenarios. That's why I say I'm not sure if it's an Abuja issue or if it's a general issue around the discipline that some of our drivers have on the road, the lack of enforcement on roads, and sometimes the enforcement that exists sort of targets the wrong people or focuses on the wrong things. And then last but not least, I think just sort of the fact that we as people, imagine you voluntarily actually saying, I'll enter ambulance. So there's a desperation about I need to get from point A to point B that we see in that. And unfortunately, because of our own desperation and our own necessity, sometimes we now sort of facilitate for these types of illegal anomalies. We become enablers because of our own need to meet ourselves. Exactly. So, but I mean, hopefully they track that ambulance down. That driver should be sanctioned. I hope the hospital knows that that's how that's how something that's supposed to save lives is being abused.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Ambulance, 9 tons sole.
All right, now to former Miss South Africa contestant and Miss Universe Nigeria 2024 winner Chidimma Adetshina, saying she's being targeted in South Africa amid her ongoing legal battle over her citizenship and now potential deportation. Now, she made these comments in a new clip out this week, speaking at the Cape Town Regional Court. Let's take a look.
I have applied through the proper legal channels to have my status and citizenship determined. I believe that I have been treated unfairly and targeted, and there has been an attempt to make me as an example. But my message is not going to be one out of anger. South Africa is governed by the rule of law, and we should not allow xenophobia and misinformation to determine how people are going to be treated.
Now, for context on her backstory, she's half Nigerian, Mozambican, and has lived in South Africa for a number of years. She was investigated by South African authorities, with officials saying that there were indications of fraud and identity theft involving her mother. But throughout this process, she has maintained that she was born in South Africa, and for her, it's home. But meanwhile, another video emerged of her as she was trying to leave the court to get to her car, with protesters literally swarming her and appearing to chastise her every step of the way. Let's take a look. unbelievable scenes. Online, the conversation around this case shows how it goes beyond her personal citizenship battle. It also touches on wider issues of xenophobia, migration, repatriation that have really been discussed in the last few months regarding South Africa. As for Chidimma, the court has adjourned her case until February of 2027, meaning this is likely to stay unresolved for a long time. Let's take our good news report now. And Nigeria is making its mark in the world of innovation and social impact. Two Nigerians, Smart Israel and Ogenekevwe Emadago, have emerged as winners at the 2026 Global Citizen Waistlets Awards, announced on the 18th of August in New York and Melbourne. Now, these announcements came this week with the awards recognizing what individuals are doing to end extreme poverty, and it's significant. As winners, they each get to take home $100,000 to advance their work. Now, Israel is the founder and CEO of Smartel Agri-Tech, which uses AI, solar power, and hydroponic systems to help communities grow food without soil. Meanwhile, Emadago is the founder and COO of Girlified, which converts agricultural waste into affordable sanitary pads. His company has reached over 70,000 women and girls. Two global prizes, and it's just so incredible to see the strides that they're making in the world of science and technology.